PacWest Magazine is brought to you in part by Hawaii Tourism Authority. Discover the beauty of the islands at GoHawaii.com. This special edition comes to you from the Lahaina Civic Center, site of the EA Sports Maui Invitational, one of basketball's most prestigious tournaments, hosted by our very own Chaminade Silverswords. Commissioner Hogue recaps another competitive fall season in the PacWest in volleyball, soccer, and cross country, and we take you downtown to meet HPU's new athletics director, Vince Baldemor. Welcome to this very special edition of PacWest Magazine from the Lahaina Civic Center on the island of Maui. Now, the PacWest's very own Chaminade University Silverswords hosts this very prestigious basketball tournament every fall. And today, they played Minnesota in the 7th place game. So let's go check out all the highlights. The Lahaina Civic Center was once again the site of college basketball's premier preseason affair, the Maui Invitational, hosted for 30 years straight by the PacWest's very own Chaminade Silverswords. After a game that was kept close by Cristophe Varidel's 42 points on the first day against Baylor, the Swords ran into a hot-shooting Gonzaga team on day 2 to set up the finale against the Minnesota Golden Gophers. The bigger Division I team jumped all over the home team from the opening tip, on the heels of its own 2 days of disappointing losses. But the Swords did not relent, shutting down the Gophers to take a 5-point lead into the intermission. In the second half, Chaminade kept the pressure on the school from the Big Ten, going up by as much as 9 to make everyone in Maui believe the Swords could upset a D1 team for a second year in a row. But Minnesota, behind a stifling full-court press, turned the tide late in the second half in their own favor, knocking down big shots, while Chaminade kept coming up short to sneak away with the win.
Well, like the Baylor game, we had about 32, 33 minutes of really good basketball. We had a stretch there between media timeouts that I don't think we scored, and we had a substantial lead going into that, and they ended up tying it up and going ahead through that stretch. So one bad stretch really killed us, one bad 4-minute stretch.
Leading the way for the Swords was veteran guard Lee Bailey, who had 18 points on the night. A role player last year for a team led by PacWest Player of the Year DeAndre Haskins and all PacWest selection Benny Murray, Bailey has moved into the leadership role this year.
Just off-season work, just putting a lot of hours this summer, and my teammates encouraging me. I had a couple off games to start the season, and my teammates just encouraging me to keep shooting the ball and telling me, they need me to score to be a part of the game and to win games. So I feel like just all that combined just started to pay off. Finally got to see the ball go through the net, and that always helps help get shots falling. Yeah. It's a completely different look. It's been interesting just in the preseason and everything, everybody trying to come together, figure out each other's games. And we're still learning. We have a very young team. It's pretty early in the season still. So we're just still trying to find that mold and find, that even mesh of everybody coming together so we can get consistent wins.
Long Beach native Frankie Etuati, a 6'10 transfer from Division I Cal State Northridge, is shaking out the kinks after a year of sitting out to find his groove on the court. He broke out against the Golden Gophers, putting up 13 points to go with his 9 rebounds and 4 blocks.
You kind of have to play like that, especially coming from a smaller school. They kind of expect you not to play as hard as you should, so I just came out and stayed aggressive and boxed out, really. Sponsors everywhere, scouts everywhere. I got to play with my team for the first time on the large stage, We got a lot of young freshman talent too, so watching them progress is nice.
Another D1 transfer, Switzerland native Christophe Varidel, had a huge opening game at the Maui. He drained 42 points, just one below the tournament record held by former All-American and NBA lottery pick Adam Morrison of Gonzaga. Varidel was a key component in Florida Gulf Coast's Cinderella run in last year's NCAA tournament, bringing big game experience and deadly three-point range to Chaminade University.
I don't really understand they let me took all those shots, but I think every shot I took were pretty wide open, so it was pretty easy when you stay wide open. It's crazy. It's something that I would never think that I would be able to participate in. And I always watch it on TV. Even before I went to America, I used to hear about it, and to have the opportunity to play in it, and actually be a starter and play a lot, it's definitely something really important.
With this valuable Maui experience now behind them, the Swords are looking ahead to the PacWest season, with the goal of not only winning the conference, but bringing home the coveted national championship trophy.
I think with the players we have, I think we have full capability to win the PacWest regular season and the conference tournament. So I'm definitely excited, especially for some of our young guys to start filling out in their roles, and they're still kind of filling the game out. I know some of them were kind of a little, I guess you could say, star-shocked from the whole Maui thing and everything like that. So I'm excited to see everybody progress, and I think we have a good chance to win the conference.
It's going to be another incredible race to the finish in PacWest basketball.
I chose Division II because athletes graduate at a higher rate.
I can stay closer to home
and be an important part of the community.
I chose Division II because I can double major.
And take part in campus activities.
I chose Division II because classrooms are smaller.
Students have more time with their instructors.
And I can compete for a national championship.
I chose Division II for all these reasons and more.
I chose Division II.
You're watching PacWest Magazine right here on OC16, and we're coming to you from the Lahaina Civic Center on the island of Maui. And here, the PacWest's very own Chaminade Silverswords host one of the most prestigious basketball tournaments every year. That's the EA Sports Maui Invitational, which brings to us some of the best basketball teams in the entire country, and of course, their raucous fans. Now back to the PacWest, our Commissioner Bob Hogue has a season recap for what's been another amazing fall 2013. So here's a commish right now.
From Hawaii to Northern California to Southern California and Utah, the PacWest was once again filled with tremendous excitement during fall 2013. It started with women's volleyball, where nationally ranked BYU Hawaii was once again the team that conference coaches picked as the preseason favorite. The Seasiders once again had a great lineup, but this time the coaching sidelines looked different, as former Seasider All-American Mona Ahoy took the reins as BYU's interim head coach. Ahoy had played and assisted under the guidance of the legendary Wilfred Navalta, who retired after last season's run to the Final Four, but his presence would still be felt.
We miss him, but we try to run the same system that he ran, and if I have questions, I know he's there. I kept his longtime assistant coach, Jay Ahoy, just to, keep reminding us on, keeping the system and within the program and stuff, so it's nice.
And what's it like, he was up there watching?
Yeah, I know. It's nice to have him back. He pops in the office once in a while and just kind of, see how things are going, and it's very comforting. It was a blessing to be with him, play for him for 4 years, and then coach with him side by side for 4 years.
Other schools would also rise during the long PacWest season, including Point Loma, who led the conference race for several weeks and ended up finishing second. And Dixie State, who made a late run to earn a spot in the NCAA Women's Volleyball West Regionals for the first time in school history. But in the end, it was BYU Hawaii running away with the title. The Seasiders finished with just one loss on an otherwise unblemished record as they headed to the regionals as the favorites once again.
Now you have a chance to raise one of those banners as the head coach. Think it's going to happen soon?
Hopefully. I'm just going to pray, hopefully. That's what we're shooting for.
Here's the way the top 7 finished in the 13-team women's volleyball standings in the PacWest. BYU Hawaii on top, followed by Point Loma, then Dixie and California Baptist, Azusa Pacific, Hawaii Pacific, and Fresno Pacific. In women's soccer, Hawaii Hilo was a surprise story for much of the season, even moving into the regional rankings for the first time in school history, as new head coach Lance Thompson returned to the PacWest and made a major impact on the conference race.
Back in the PacWest, the landscape has changed dramatically. I want to say there were 6 universities back in 08 when I was last here at Notre Dame de Namur, and now we're up to 12. Yeah, and I'm familiar with most of them. Azusa Pacific, Point Loma Nazarene, Fresno Pacific, Cal Baptist. All great programs, great histories in the NAIA, and it's changed, but I'm glad to be back for sure.
Azusa Pacific climbed to the top of the PacWest standings. The Cougars were playing in the conference for just the second year, but they took control of the race in the early going and finished with an impressive record of 10 wins, 1 loss, and 1 tie. It was the first conference soccer title for the Cougars.
You know, the travel and all that kind of stuff last year was all a little different facilities, different teams, different systems that we're playing against. So I feel like we've got a better understanding of what that all looks like now. You know, it helps me in planning, you know, strategy for games and preparing the girls for games. You know, the PacWest is tough, and we know we've got to be at our best in order to have a chance to win the conference. That's certainly something we're trying to do.
Because APU is still not NCAA active, the conference's automatic bid to the NCAA tournament went to California Baptist. CBU finished as runners-up in the PacWest and made their first appearance in NCAA postseason play. Here's the way the top 7 looked in the final women's soccer standings. APU, the PacWest champion, followed by CBU, then BYU Hawaii, and a 4-way tie for 4th place, featuring Point Loma, Hawaii Hilo, FPU, and Dixie State. The men's soccer race turned out to be quite a thriller. California Baptist, playing in its first season as an active member of the NCAA, earned the PacWest's only berth in the NCAA regionals.
Now the Canadian border to battle with Cal.
The Lancers would finish just a game out of first place in the conference standings. But the title chase would go to 2 second-year clubs. The Azusa Pacific men tried to make it a double championship in Southern California along with their women, and the Cougars played exceptionally well all season long, finishing with 10 wins and only 2 losses. But one of those losses came to Fresno Pacific, who also had 10 wins, and that turned out to be the tiebreaker for the conference title, as the Sunbirds won their first ever PacWest championship in any sport. It was indeed an incredible season for FPU. Here's the way the men's soccer standings stacked up, with FPU winning the tiebreaker against APU to secure the title. CBU was next, followed by BYU Hawaii, HPU, Academy of Art, and Point Loma. The PacWest cross-country teams converged on scenic Marin County in Northern California for the Conference Cross-Country Championships in early November. Dominican University was our hard-working host. The women's race was a 5,000-meter challenge featuring 13 teams from around the conference, all running a tough course in the hills around Stafford Lake. In the end, it was a young lady from outside Dublin, Ireland, Fiona McKenna of Hawaii Pacific, who took home individual honors. She finished nearly a half minute ahead of her nearest competition.
Yeah, I think it was kind of a slower start, so I just wanted to get out and see what I could do.
Well, tell us a little bit about the course and running here. This is a beautiful setting.
Yeah, it's really nice. In Hawaii, it's pretty hot, so it was a real nice change. The course, I like the course. It was a bit bumpy at the start, but the hill at the back was good. I really liked it.
HPU finished runner-up behind team champion Azusa Pacific as the Cougars claimed their second straight title since joining the PacWest.
This was a tough one. We kind of told the team we're duct taping it together this year. We had some injuries, some girls we had to add late to the group. So yeah, we did it with a lot of duct tape, but we managed to get it done today.
What does it mean to your program to start like this? First few years in the PacWest and you win the championship.
I mean, Azusa Pacific has a long history of winning championships, and that's kind of what we expect out of ourselves. And these are the school's first two PacWest championships. So hopefully this is just the start for us. Both our soccer teams are right there. Hopefully we've got a lot more PacWest championships coming this year.
Over on the men's side, 11 teams vied for the title over an 8,000-meter course where they would loop around the challenging course twice. In the end, it was a newcomer from California Baptist, Bryton Rhyme, who ran away with the individual competition. He too finished a half minute ahead of those chasing him.
Well, it's a tough course, and I was pretty excited about it because I feel like cross country, unlike track, should be it should be tough. You know, you should run up hills, you should run down hills. The terrain should be questionable at times, and so I think it played out like a real true cross-country race, which is fun for everybody.
His victory also propelled the Lancers to their third straight conference men's cross-country title in 3 years, and eventually a berth in the NCAA Nationals.
That was our goal, so we were excited about that, but we just know every year is different and it's a good competition, so we just came in and tried to be prepared and get the job done. So we're excited to keep it in the Lancer family, but we know it's not easy to do. So. I mean, again, you know, I think every year is different. The competition's tough, and PacWest is getting harder, so we every year is different. And I think for us, last year was a big one. You know, just being in Hawaii, and we had redshirted a lot of guys, and so we had some guys step up. And our team this year, no one on our team this year ran at the PacWest last year, and so it was a completely new group, and so we had to do challenges, but every year's tough. So.
The great races in fall 2013 set the stage for a great campaign throughout this sports year. And fittingly, the 5 fall champions, representing 4 schools, filled 4 of the top 5 spots in the first standings for the annual Commissioner's Cup race that was won a year ago by Grand Canyon. But GCU has now departed for Division I, and now the Commissioner's Cup is up for grabs, with APU holding a slim lead over Cal Baptist, BYU Hawaii, HPU, and Fresno Pacific, and the rest of the field in what should be another tremendously exciting year in PacWest sports. Please join us all season long for scores, results, and more on our conference website at www.thepacwest.com.
I want tradition.
Access to what I need.
Great professors.
Sports I love.
A smaller feel. To be more marketable.
To make a difference. To excel.
To be noticed.
Notre Dame de Namur University, opening doors and engaging minds since 1851.
I want guidance.
Inspiration.
A real community.
My bachelor's.
My master's.
To finish my degree.
On time.
Notre Dame de Namur University. Explore, engage, excel.
I believe in today's society, you really got to keep up with the curve.
No one else is slowing down, and the competition doesn't give in.
Trust me, decisions don't make themselves.
Decisions don't make themselves. Decisions don't make themselves.
Confidence comes from mentors, people of faith who believe in your strength and wisdom. Point Loma Nazarene University Graduate Studies. Confidence for a complex world.
Welcome back to PacWest Magazine from another loud Maui Invitational at Lahaina Civic Center, right here on the island of Maui, which calls itself No Ko'oi, simply the best. One of the teams that's always trying to be the best every year in the PacWest is HPU. Well, let's go to Hawaii Pacific and meet the new man at the helm of the Sea Warrior program. On October 25th, 2013, Hawaii Pacific officials made a big announcement on their downtown Honolulu campus. The event attracted numerous local media members as HPU President Dr. Jeffrey Bannister introduced the newest member of the Sea Warrior Ohana and brand new Executive Athletics Director, Vince Baldemor. The new guiding light for HPU's athletics program as it continues on the ambitious course set by the university's strategic plan.
Thank you to Dr. Bannister and the search committee for selecting me. It's an exciting time. I really appreciate all the efforts that they've put forward in creating this position. Working with Coach Board and the athletic staff, I'm really looking forward to really getting involved there and working with the group and elevating Hawaii Pacific University athletics.
Baldemor moves across town from the University of Hawaii's nonprofit fundraising arm, Ahuikoa Anuenue, where he helped to raise $70 million as AKA's executive director. It's that expertise and drive to take the Sea Warrior program to the next level that Dr. Bannister is counting on.
We also realized that going forward we need a strong and locally knowledgeable athletics director. We're really sorry to poach from our good friends at UH, but we're really happy that we managed to make a decision that I think will be good for both institutions, helping to build a bridge between us and UH. Vince brings an awful lot of talent, an awful lot of knowledge, understands the marketing and management aspects of athletics really well.
Once we get past the initial phase of getting to know and understand HPU as much as I can, I think it's going to be a little bit of visibility and really helping the community see all the great things we've done at HPU and through Coach Board and all of his success. It's a small town, so I think we will really make a strong effort to get alumni involved and to really reconnect with downtown as well as throughout Honolulu and the other islands as well.
Darren Vorderbrogge took over as AD at HPU while simultaneously serving as a men's basketball coach. He did such a great job that he held the position for 7 years, even while serving multiple roles within the department.
One of the things that surprised me when I first came here was how Board managed to be both basketball coach and athletics director at the same time. So I said to him about a year and a half ago, you can't do this forever. You're going to have to make a choice somewhere down the line. He has made a great choice that he's going to lead this basketball program full-time into greater and greater performance levels, and we look forward to that. He's done a wonderful job as our athletics director and basketball coach, and now he can really focus.
Focusing exclusively on basketball, being the athletic director has been a tremendous opportunity. I've learned so much, and I had such a good support staff around me. I think that we were able to accomplish some good things. But I've been working with the president. The AD is a one-man job. Being a head basketball coach is a full-time job. So he let me pick, and this is my passion. And I was, doing it now for a month or two. I can see that I'm more effective. I'm not saying I'm good, but I'm better than I was. And we're excited that Vince Baldemor is going to be our new athletic director, and he brings so much to the table. So I think it's a win for everybody in our department.
Baldemor comes to HPU just as major redevelopment plans begin at Aloha Tower Marketplace. Beautiful space on Honolulu Harbor, recently acquired by the school. These are definitely exciting times to be a Sea Warrior.
And as we go forward, developing the Aloha Tower and other projects, including the Hawaii Lower campus and their playing fields, it'll be central to have really strong leadership. So we're extremely pleased today to announce Vince Baldemor's appointment, and we look forward to really working with him closely.
I think it starts with the students. I think it starts with buy-in. I think it's belief. You believe in your programs. You get everyone together, and you start with that. And once you have a core group, get a little bit of success, get a little momentum, start to expand, and I think that's what we're seeing already now. I mean, there is momentum, and that's the exciting part. I don't think I have to start from the ground up. I think there's already good things in place.
Hawaii Pacific University, not only one of our longtime programs, but truly one of the many reasons we're proud to call ourselves the PacWest.
Points. 12 points. Apply what we do in practice. That half is over. It's done. And in this half, we have to outplay them, plain and simple. I know what all of you are capable of. I believe in each and every one of you. Now let's go out there and make this our masterpiece.
It doesn't look like your average university, because it isn't. Just 12 miles from San Francisco is an urban oasis where students go beyond the classroom, helping businesses become sustainable, fighting breast cancer, athletes who excel and serve the community. And here, you don't just study history, you help make it.
And that's a wrap on this special edition of PacWest Magazine from the Lahaina Civic Center on the island of Maui. For more information about the PacWest and to check out more PacWest Magazine, hit us up on the web at thepacwest.com. That's thepacwest.com. That's where you can also like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. For the Commissioner, Bob Hogue, I'm Wayne Coito. We'll see you next week on PacWest Magazine. PacWest Magazine is brought to you in part by Hawaii Tourism Authority. Discover the beauty of the islands at GoHawaii.com.